Ciao ragazzi, my name is Anthony. Welcome back on Inter Worldwide. And I just see that Mattia clicked that link. That is awesome. I'm going to bring him in soon. Give me a few minutes because obviously, like, I'm tardy as these days on this channel. I always tell myself I'm going to be 3 or 4 minutes late, and it always turns into more. I'm just blaming you. I'm blaming you. I'm pointing at Vince. I'm really happy. I'm really happy because there's one thing I wish for when I closed my eyes last night. My best friend got married on Friday night. I was his best man. It was the best thing I have been a part of for a long time. And all I wished for was 3 points to cap off this beautiful weekend. And it happened. But we had to grind for it. We had to slide for it. We had to cry for it. We had to bleed for it, as usual, even with them bleeding card-wise. Rosso for Torino. And after that, I just knew that something was still up. Something was still up. There's 12 of you in the house right now. Let's see if we can get over 20, 25 people for this live stream today. So make sure you like the video, share it around, retweet it. If it's on there, it's probably not actually, which is horrendous form. So actually give me 1 sec to do that. How is everybody feeling after the Thuram hat trick? How is everybody feeling with the 3 points? Can I tell you guys something? I didn't watch stoppage time. I couldn't do it. As soon as it was like the 87th minute, my heart was out of my chest again. And I was like, this is proper PTSD. And I could tell that everyone was shitting themselves. So, man, I was ready. I was ready for pain. I was ready for pain. So I occupied myself in the meantime. But I'm really, really, really glad that it worked out because it needed to. Beautiful. We get the game done by 3-2. 3 points in the bag. Where do I start for a few minutes before I bring Mattia in? Obviously, the hat trick to Thuram is the biggest thing. When I saw him score that third goal, I was actually still in bed watching it on my phone, and I was like, fuck, yes, man. What a confidence boost for him. A hat trick for Inter. What a moment for the kid. What a moment for the kid. Way to do your duty and a million times more. It brings us up to second on the ladder thanks to Thuram, basically. 25th minute, first goal, Maripan's dismissal. It is a red card. Like, in my opinion, the red card is there. I've seen them given for slightly less in other leagues, but I'm going to sit here and say in Serie A, that's like it's a red card every single day of the week. Every day of the week. What else we got? He scored the second goal around about like the 35th, like 10 minutes later, because then Duvan Zapata, we were still asleep and Bisek was at fault for that one. I wasn't watching that. I've just seen the highlights. But Bisek was definitely at fault for that one. Thuram completed a really good game today, guys. A really good game today. I can't ask more from the guy. In terms of Lautaro being absent, Thuram has been present. And I can't wait to give him his flowers and everything else. I'm going to go to a few comments and then it's time to bring in Mattia. If anybody else wants to call in or chat today, there's a link here. I plan to stick around for anywhere between 30 to 50 or an hour. Good on you, Matt, bro. Matt is a legend. I hope you have a really, really good day. Jeffrey is back in the chat, bro. Good to see you. You're coming back nice and time again. The best thing you've been a part of is into Anthony Quickplay. Oh, always, bro. Always, bro. Always. Always. If anyone's watching and has seen, there is a new channel, but I'm not even going to plug or promote that here. That's just its own thing. It is going to be a good stream. How you going, Nick? Good to see you. Indra says, if Inzaghi can solve the defensive problem, I'm confident we can brush off Juve and Napoli. But if not, it's going to be a long season. Adam says, our defense looks very shaky. We're conceding too many stupid goals. Bastoni comes off and we can see straight away. There are a couple of really good comments up here as well. From White Suburban King, like Bastoni says, our defense has blackouts. I heard what Bastoni said post-match today, and I'm going to have to agree with it full on because I'm getting some reminiscent thoughts of the time when we were a part of Inzaghi's team in the second season where we decided to cough up the Scudetto to Napoli before trying hard enough. That's where I can sort of relate it to where I think we are at the moment. We're better than what we were, I think, in Inzaghi's first season. and I'm going to bring Mattia in about 2 minutes and we can dissect this properly. But today's result means pretty much one thing to me at the end of the day. It means that we can look at the Classifica and say we are second, -2 from Conte's Napoli, which the goal, if you're going to be adjusting the goal every single week, the goal now is probably adjusted towards keep the pace and either be ahead or stay within finger-touching distance of Conte's Napoli, possibly Motta's Juve. That's my little summary for today. Before we even go into any more comments, let's bring in Top G, Mr. Mattia. It's actually been a while since we've spoken, bro. It's so good to see you.
Yes, it's been a while. How are you, my bro?
I'm good, bro. I'm very good. Today had the
Guys, how do you like my drip?
Very drippy.
Is it good?
It's drippy as. I love it.
I think it's great.
It is great, bro. It is great. Thank you so much for rocking it, bro. I appreciate it.
Always,
and for anyone who sticks around for the end of this stream, I will share something else then, actually, now that Mattia reminded me.
Yes, merch.
Bro, I had to, this weekend could have taken either turn. And I'm really glad for the 3 points. But even when I messaged our group chat going, is this safe? I did not think it was safe. I did not once think it was safe. And you tried to semi-warn me that this was not safe.
I told you the same minute.
Yeah.
With this defense, it's not safe.
No.
And I was right. Told you, bro.
Right, Rosemary, thank you so much for your donation. Let's pin that comment while we have our first discussion of the night. We absolutely adore it. Thank you so much. Bro, what do you make of the defensive situation? Because the players are the same, the tactics are the same, the leadership is the same. Is it simply because when you win the Scudetto, you get complacent? How do you justify these blackouts like Bastoni says? Because it's very interesting that Bastoni said that. This is why I'm linking it to last season. Bastoni is a player that knows what's going on responsibility-wise in the locker room. I've always maintained a theory that he was a key reason why we had actually a downfall in the locker room after Conte left. And I think that he's grown into a fundamental leader of this team now. And for him to come out and say that, it says that like he knows what's up. He's been here before. This isn't news to him. I was very happy with what I read. I'm like, way to acknowledge that head on, because we can all see it for what it is. We are going through lapses in concentration. When we think the game is won, we put the extra 2 or 3 men in the line behind the ball, and we just go into relax mode. And then it ends up into relapse mode. And there are players that you think you can trust, but they're not proving that they can be trusted. And there was one comment here that said, when Bastoni gets subbed off, all defense goes into mayhem. And I've actually felt like that this season. Mike's over to you, bro.
Thanks, bro. That's something I have actually said to Uncle Sharma when I was a guest on his preview of the Red Star game. I said, Bastoni out, concede automatically. However, we have to be honest, we also conceded stupid goals with him there as well. But it is kind of a trend for sure. And we are acknowledging it. That's good. That's first thing that we should do. But currently, we aren't doing much to fix that. I don't know what. I think complacency is the main thing here, because we often, especially you and I and some others, compared this season with the first or second Inzaghi season with us. There are some connections, some similarities that we've seen before and which we don't like. So you said, rightly so, that this is something that reminds you of the second season where we coughed off points to, sides we shouldn't have, which we already did. We were terrible in the second year with Inzaghi, like 12 losses and however, I have to add something. First season with Inzaghi, we were again the best team in Italy, and we were wearing this badge, we were wearing this, and we coughed it up, like you said. Now we're again wearing this badge, and I feel like we feel overconfident. If I'm, I don't want to say arrogance, but maybe arrogance as well. we enter games like, oh, it's automatic win, and it's not. And I don't know why, but it shows in defense the most somehow. I don't
Yeah.
know why. Like you said, it's the same players as last year, but mentality I think is the same as the first Inzaghi season when we were defending the Scudetto. We were like, oh, we were, you know, we are the top dogs. We have nothing to prove, full belly, as you said a couple of streams ago. So I think that's the main thing, and it shows mostly in defense for some reason. But that doesn't mean only defense is not working, because I don't want to say we coughed up points only because of defenders. In the attack, we also missed a lot of chances, and we know Lautaro didn't score for a long time, which is also some symptoms of the first two seasons with Inzaghi. So that's
Yeah.
that's
I
how
love
I see it.
we're always going to talk overall and holistically, you and I. We very rarely focus on the minor details such as the result today. It's always about the bigger picture. But for the next like 5 minutes, let's try and focus just a little bit on the result, and then I can't wait to dive even deeper with you. So thanks for coming by. I'm really excited. Now let's share the screen for some of the stats for today, coming courtesy of you from what website is this? Flash Score. 3-2 in the end. The most shots, Lautaro. So there you go. The most shots comes from Lautaro Martinez, 6, but Thuram's got 3 goals. I don't want to hang shit on Lautaro during a win. I don't want to be that guy, but just step it up a little bit, please, with the fixtures that are coming, and let's leave it at that. How do you think Hakan played overall today? So I'll just say right now, I have only caught the last 5 minutes of the first half and about the first 35 minutes of the second half. That's all I've watched. So that's my afternoon job today, is to go back and watch it. But so just
Not
say,
great.
with Inter fans, when you're a part of so many chats and stuff, they paint a very real picture before your eyes. So you don't actually need to be tuning into the game itself.
I know. Give it to Inter fans to make a defeat out of victory. That's how we are. We are a pessimistic bunch mostly. But if we won like very convincingly today, we would have celebrated it accordingly. But it's important to put this win into perspective. So we had an extra player for most of the game, and we played at home. So that's something to take into consideration.
Yeah.
And that's why I feel like we are not as happy as we should be after 3 points. But you asked me about Hakan. Oh, Rino. Hi, bro.
How you doing, bro?
He was he gave the penalty, and I feel like, while not terrible, he's not the same player of the last season. He's not the best midfielder that we had of the league like last season. I feel like he goes forward too much, and he leaves a lot of space for counterattacks.
Right.
And when he goes aggressive, and he misses the ball or the player, it leaves us vulnerable. So that's one of the things that I feel contributes to the goals we conceded this season. That's how I saw it. So, not as good as last season. I wouldn't say he should be the scapegoat or something, but yeah.
Yeah. That's an interesting stat down the bottom there. Most chances created. Alessandro Bastoni, 4. Was he potential man of the match today? Who actually did get man of the match today? I also tuned out pre-stoppage time. No chance. Well, Thuram obviously got it, right?
Of course, Thuram,
course.
with a hat trick. But
would you say Bastoni was a close second?
Bastoni, so far, Bastoni and Di Marco are this season for me really carrying us. Like, really, you can see that they're one of the best, if not the best players so far. Bastoni, his crosses are better than wingers. I don't know how, but he always does it. He was great. He was immense.
Yeah.
And after he was subbed out, we were worse, of course. Like every time that happens, we were. So definitely, Bastoni was one of the best players today, for sure.
Yeah, very good. All right, so overall, we get the 3 points. Torino's not an easy side to beat. They had a very, very good start to the season. I just want to say that for the record. And, you can only really beat what's in front of you. I think the fact that they went down to 10 men is obviously going to put a dampen on the fact that we couldn't protect a 2-goal lead. But let's focus on the positives for a second. Marcus Thuram, 3 goals, his first hat trick in an Inter jersey. And my God, did he look like he enjoyed it, brother. My God, did he look like he was happy as soon as he smacked that third one in. The way he celebrated to the crowd, it was the sort of celebration and the sort of match for him that made me say, all right, I think I don't want to sell him. I think I want him to stay for a long time. I don't think I want to replace him. And if you know me, like I like players, but that doesn't mean I don't want to sell them at the same time. I'm very realistic. And Marcus Thuram has always been a player, as well as Hakan Çalhanoğlu, that has always been in my head of we could wake up tomorrow and hear that he is leaving. That is always a possibility because it ticks all the boxes for our situation off the pitch. Those 0 parameters for all green plus Valenza green money on the books, it's something that Beppe is going to keep looking at. And with the poor-ish form of some other strikers in the world, especially French ones, there's nothing stopping a club like Paris looking at Marcus Thuram and going, he's easily worth this 85 million by the end of the season. But we'll talk about that later. I just want to talk about the fact now that that's justifying it big time to me. Look at that sort of performance today. Look at his performances all around this season. He would be in the argument for player of the season so far with DiMarco. So that would be my opinion. What are you saying
Yes,
about Thuram?
there is if somebody wants to check for confirmation, for proof, I posted on Uncle Sharma's Discord server when I forgot the name of the player that tackled Thuram and got the red card. I will just check it. It was Maripan. So when he tackled him, it looked like he could have broken his leg easily. So that was a straight red card, no questions asked for me. And he was super lucky. Thuram was super lucky to he almost went out, and he actually scored a hat trick after that. So after he, let's say, quote unquote, survived that tackle, I said, this is a special night for him. I felt like something was destined for him this night. And first he got a red card, and then he got first hat trick. Amazing. Like he was super, super big. And he needed it as well because, he also didn't score for 3 games or so.
Yeah.
So he needed this confidence back, and he was amazing. I saw at the end of not in the end, sorry, when he was subbed out, that he had a lot of ice on that leg.
Yeah.
So let's hope tomorrow he wakes up well, because there is still a possibility that something happened there. Not as serious since he continued, but it was a terrible tackle. So
Yeah.
let's hope all is well.
I wanted to speak about the first goal we conceded. So we went 2-0 up, and the goal we conceded, I've watched that
Same minute.
I've watched that 35 seconds back on the replay about 9 times this morning. And I can't shake the fact that it was the press was fine, everything was fine, and then Duvan Zapata just slipped by Bisek. Bisek he was marking him. And then Bisek was like, "No, bun this. I'm going straight for the ball." And Duvan Zapata just slipped in and slotted it home. It was an amateurish mistake off the ball, and that's pretty much what gave Torino blood in this game, life in this game, I should say, because it gave them a belief that they can still score against us with a man down. What did you think of Bisek today? Was he overall, when I watched the game back, am I going to think that he was as bad as people were saying?
Yeah,
He got subbed at
No
halftime, didn't he?
sugarcoating it. Yeah, he lost his guy. He was at fault for the goal, and after that, he made a very stupid yellow very, very soon after the goal. You know, this is the second or third goal that is his fault this season already. So while we were all very, impressed with him last season, this season he shows that inexperience.
Yeah.
However, that doesn't mean he should be dropped or he shouldn't be played. He will
Yeah.
develop, hopefully. He's still young, but it gives you pause, that he is to blame for a couple of goals. 2 points directly lost at Genoa. So that's something that cost us. Today, thankfully not. But, him and Pavard, both players at the same position, that position was weak this season. So I couldn't say, oh, Pavard, who has so much more experience, he's like 10 times the player Bissek is. He was also not that great, So I can't say, oh, dump Bissek and Pavard will play from now on everything.
What do you think of starting to give Damian more minutes in that role sometimes?
That's his role, bro. I want him there. That's where he thrives. People maybe forgot when Skriniar, asshole, when he effed us over, Darmian made us forget about him in a one game. Like that's his position. I don't want him to play in the position he's currently playing, But if you ask me, if I was the coach, I would definitely consider rotating, pulling him back there. Not necessarily pushing out Bisek and Pavard, no, but rotating him with them.
Yeah. How was Acerbi today, man?
Great.
Acerbi was great.
Acerbi was really good. So he can still give us one game a week. But we saw when you played him 2 times a week or a couple of games in a row, he's terrible. So you can't push him more than once a week tops.
Yeah.
So he can still give you a good game, but yeah, you have to space him out.
Yeah.
Also, maybe you were gonna ask me later, but yeah, Mkhitaryan wasn't bad today, and against Red Star, Mkhitaryan had good 2 solid games in a row. So good players can go up and down, and I'm hoping and expecting the same from Pavard. He's been just down this season, but he's a good player. He has experience. He should, get into form, hopefully.
Yeah.
Bisek is young. He still has to learn.
Who else stood out for you today, and who was poor? We've got a couple of comments here. Fratesi was poor, Adam says. How long did Fratesi come on for? Because I feel like I didn't see him much at all.
He started, and I think, was he subbed out? I think
Like
he played
around
90
about the hour.
minutes.
Did he play the whole game?
I think
Man,
he
I
played
wasn't
the
paying
whole
much
game.
attention today.
Yeah, he played the whole game. Yeah.
That's
So
right.
he played the whole game. Poor. It depends. Of course, it wasn't Udinese game where he shined, but I wouldn't say poor. So Torino played differently than Udinese, so he acted differently. He pretended like he wasn't a midfielder, basically, like a false attacker. That's how he played, basically. So you could say that he wasn't that visible, which I would agree with. Poor, I don't know.
Adam has a Fratesi agenda. That's hilarious, man. I love agendas. Look, I think that he can still come into his own, but he's definitely taking his time with it. That's for sure. But he'll still be galvanized by that first opening goal that he scored against Udinese, and the fact that he's got these minutes under his belt. I'm happy that he
Yes.
got the minutes above anything else, man.
Yes, yes. It wasn't as he was great in Udine, but this time he wasn't that visible. But I wouldn't say he was completely poor. But yeah, you could say he wasn't that of a involved. Let's say.
Yeah, fair enough. Um, so overall, I can't really say it was a bad game. Obviously, that you get the 3 points for. The red card is the red card. The first goal, I like the first goal. It's a really, really good ball in from Bastoni, man. Like a really good ball in. It's textbook Bastoni. He is just becoming an absolute killer on that left hand side with that delivery. That's a bullet cross, bro. Did you love it or what?
I started my agenda after the first goal, spamming on Discord and in the WhatsApp. Sorry, that he has better crosses than wingers. Like,
Yeah,
how many times have we seen this already? It's insane. And he had also in the third goal, he also put the ball in the box, and then it was a little bit shaky from everybody. But yeah, so
did he not also put the ball in for the second one?
no, that was Acerbi
Oh,
imitating
actually,
Bastoni.
yeah.
Acerbi had a great Bastoni impression on the second goal. Great assist.
That's brilliant. Yeah, on the third, he was a part of the chaos there as well. But nah, fantastic there. And bro, that the challenge from Hakan just doesn't need to happen at the end of the game. There, it does not need to happen whatsoever. What'd you make of that?
It was stupid. Some people say it's soft, but it's if you follow the rules, it is a penalty. So
Yeah,
uh, somebody mentioned, I don't know who, that we were at fault. So Inter scored most of our goals that we conceded, basically. So it was our fault, not that the opposition had a great play or a great action or something. It was something stupid done by us. And that is concerning.
yeah. Can I ask you a couple of questions about the opposition today, man? Because I'm curious.
They were okay until the red. The red
Yeah,
changed the game. And the red was quite early, 20th minute. So you can't really say when you are a man down at San Siro, there you don't have a lot of options. And
yeah,
we allowed them. That's my biggest my biggest takeaway should be 3 points, but it isn't. My biggest takeaway is that I have been clenching for the last 10 minutes of the game at San Siro with the extra player against
yes,
Torino.
yeah,
That's my takeaway. We were clench. Torino was going hard in the. You didn't see it, thankfully, but they were going in. We were defending with an extra guy. We were defending in the extra time. Extra time was something like 6 minutes. It was
yeah.
quite long, and I was clenching like, "Oh no, don't concede now! Don't concede now! Don't make a draw!" And yeah,
We are so back, bro. We are so back. Do you not feel it?
definitely.
Do you not
But
like feel it
yeah,
gaining momentum? Like we are so back, bro.
Pazza is completely back. So last
Yeah,
season
yeah.
was the only season without Pazza. This season, yeah, Pazza is completely, yeah, we back.
Matt Pickham says, I will say Fratesi had a hand in the first goal with his movement, pulled in two strikers for Thuram, so they have a free header. I'll be sure to watch that back and pay more attention to that as well, man. I'm really looking forward to watching this game back today before our big NRL Grand Final. I can't wait. Nick Knox is in agreement with everything you've said. Absolutely sad how this game was close when we were a man up. Let's just hope that we can, learn from it as you learn from everything in football. Clearly, they didn't have many options after the red card because I know that they left my boy Antonio Sanabria on the bench. But overall, did the likes like Zapata scored? How did Samuele Ricci play?
Their coach wasn't on the bench. So that's
Um,
also something that you should consider. Like they were without a coach and with the player down after 20th minute. And we made it a clutch fest at home.
shit.
Like, come on, guys. This is not it.
Oh
So
man.
Yeah, I mean Zapata, he used the chance. You know how good he is. So the first chance he gets, he takes it. The good thing that we did, because we were good in the attack today, mostly. Lautaro had some couple of misses, but mostly good in building and attacking, and that made us. Uh, we made them, sorry, to go back a lot, and the red, of course. So Zapata and the other attackers, they were mostly defending. So they were busy at the back, not in front. You know,
Mm,
Adams,
understand.
Zapata, they all had to go back deep and defend because of our good attack and because of a red card.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, I only found out a couple of days ago. We're in another international break. Can you believe it?
Bro,
Like,
every two, three
can you
games,
actually believe
what's
it?
this? Uh,
Like, what
First,
the?
like we had 2 3 games, and then instantly international break, and now 2 3 games again, and then another. Like,
It's
how can
awful.
anyone gain momentum? A lot of players I've seen are starting to get injured, and I think it's gonna get even worse because of this schedule is insane. But yeah, that's another topic altogether.
Yeah, exactly right. All right, let's have a little look at the table and our fixtures coming up after that international break. Really
It's
grateful
hard.
for Mattia. Yeah, it is really grateful for Mattia to be here. Really grateful for everybody in the chat. We've got 25 people with us, so like the video, subscribe if you are new as well. This is what it currently looks like, and the more I look at it, the more I think, Jesus Christ, thank God that we got those 3 points. Because if we were sitting here on 12 with the other guys having a game in hand, I would have not been happy going into this international break. But the win assures that we stay within touching distance from Conte's Napoli. We've got the most goals in the league so far, which is nice. Unless there's a team below 6 that have scored 16 goals, in which case that wouldn't make sense. Damn, Atalanta. Oh yeah, that's right. They pumped Genoa this morning.
Yeah, but we conceded 9 goals from
Yeah.
7 games. Last season, we conceded 9 goals after 19th game.
Wow. That's a huge difference, man. Huge.
Like the same players. It's all here, bro. It's all
Has to be.
here.
Has to be. The same players. Has to be. But, oh well, the ladder looks okay. Udinese, did they play overnight? They must have. Did they get three
Yes,
points again?
yes, they did. They
Who
did.
did they beat?
Udinese beat Lecce 1-0.
That's right. I was starting to watch that, I think, as I was dozing off, going to sleep. There you go. And Atalanta pumped Genoa.
Bro, if we didn't win, we would be behind Udinese. And those guys that are sitting at fourth, they're gonna win because they have an easy game. And yeah, I don't know about the air conditioner. I haven't looked at their fixtures, but they have also, I think, a very winnable game.
Fiorentina.
Oh yeah, Fiorentina is terrible.
Fiorentina is effing terrible, bro, even at their own home ground. So we'll see what happens. With Torino's loss, they're now down to 6. Still a decent start to the season, but you just know they're going to end up probably back around this meaty curve soon. And
Yeah,
there's a few games going on overnight. Let's see what's just going on overall.
we have a couple of games left.
Air conditioner plays Fiorentina at 5:45, but it starts with Juve Cagliari at 9:30 in the morning. Bologna Parma, Lazio Empoli. Few good games. Few good games. I
Yeah,
think that
but I
Empoli,
don't
I reckon
expect them to drop points, either Turin guys or the fan.
something tells me Empoli can get something from Lazio. That would be my surprise.
I wouldn't be surprised Lazio hasn't impressed that much so far. They're good. Actually, it's a reverse Lazio. They're good in Europe so far. I don't know
Yeah,
what's
bro.
up with that. That's like weird.
They were good in Europe so far, weren't they?
Yeah, they're sitting at the top of the table of the
Good for him.
Europa
Good for
League.
them. Good
Yeah.
for them. Bremer injury could affect Rube a lot. Yeah, very good. But at the same time, like I don't like to comment when it comes to injuries too much, even if it is about your biggest rival. If it's an injury like that, all the best with your recovery, man, because he's such a good player.
He is their best defender for sure, and that's gonna be a big loss for them. But yeah, we will see how they. Currently, they're still at 0 goals conceded, and we are like at 15 goals goals conceded. So
Yeah,
maybe that will affect that stat.
I think so. All right, let's take a look at what's going on for Inter after the international break.
Yeah,
It's not going to be easy, as Matthias said. We've got some big games coming up. Of course, we've
Roma
got another
away, I
game.
think.
Roma away is the big game, bro. It is the big game. That's going to be huge. It's going to be hard, man. That it's going to be hard, but they're not good. There's even rumors already that Juric could be on the chopping block if things don't improve in the next 2 games. I think the club's a bit of a mess.
Roma is in a bad position currently, definitely, and hopefully we can maybe secure his exit. But let's remember, we were hoping to secure the exit of air conditioner coach, but we know how that ended.
Yeah.
So let's not get ahead of ourselves. Trip to Rome is never easy in my head. I don't know, whatever the form
Nah.
is.
Yeah.
So it's always a big game, and it's gonna be tough. I remember we had a big stretch last season when we beat Roma 4-2 in that pouring rain, and it was such a hard game. They were leading, I think, 1-0, 2-1. It was
2-1 they were
super
leading.
hard. Yeah, super hard game. Bastoni scored the fourth goal, if I
He
remember. He
did.
was
Yeah.
amazing.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's never easy, especially coming after a break. But I have to say, it's a must win.
Yeah.
We already dropped a lot of points. We have no room for mistakes. It's a must win. Yes, it's Roma away, but Roma is not the Roma usually is. We have to use that as well, and hopefully build momentum by pumping young boys. Hope. Oh, that sounds.
How did I
That
not think
sounds
that
terrible.
name, bro? You got
But we
team.
have to pump them, like seriously.
Morons.
Barca beat them 5-0, right?
Yeah, what's their form like in the Swiss league? Oh my god, 12. Surely that's shit even for them.
12. Yeah, we have to destroy young boys,
I
like
know it's only
seriously.
8 games. Zurich, Lugano. They're below,
Oh
bro.
my
They're
god.
below the team that we are supposed to be pumping in preseason friendlies all the time.
Oh my god. We have to destroy them, like, and hopefully by destroying them we and winning in Rome, we continue this good streak of three. We had 3 wins in a row now. Very important. Yes, we are negative, but we got 3 wins in a row, which we needed after 3 not wins, 2 draws and a loss. So we have to continue that streak into the derby. We have to have 5 win streak before we welcome our favorite guests. And that's gonna be the biggest game so far. I imagine the winner of that game will leapfrog each other. We're gonna be close probably on the table. That game is gonna be huge. And yeah, I'm looking forward to that.
Bro.
Luckily it's at home.
Bro, luckily it is at home, and I'm really hoping that we come away with 3 points in that one. It would be the sort of game that really puts us in that momentum and that seat to go forward towards the main goals this season, because that Empoli game away is not going to be easy at all. Empoli know how to shut up shop. They know how to get teams on the break. They're looking to have a good season. They're not just trying to, be that team that rotates down to the bottom of the ladder again. I think they're 3 seasons in a row or 2 seasons in a row now back in Serie A, which, they'll be looking to just increase that. It's never easy playing them, to be honest. They are not easy fixtures. Overall, I think that we need to beat Roma. I think it all starts there, doesn't it, Mattia? We have to beat
Yes,
Roma. As you said, it's a must win. They don't have the players that match up to ours. We should be able to win this game.
it is. Very important. We're coming after a break. They're not in a good place. We are 3 wins in a row. You have to keep that momentum for the derby. Like 5 wins in a row and you welcome them in San Siro. Like that's something that has to happen if you want to win that. You have the confidence to win that and make a difference. Because I feel usually every season smaller games are the ones that determine the champion, but I feel this season will be very different than the last couple of seasons when one team went away. So if this season all teams are close, then these head to heads will have extra importance. So that's why I feel at home we will need to win that one as well. But
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, with the young boys game, we get the 3 points there, and we're really poised to be able to welcome Arsenal. And I can't wait to welcome them to the Sun City, man. That is going to be one of the most brilliant experiences we've had in
Can't wait.
years. I can't wait to welcome Arsenal to the match.
Last 2 or 3 years have been building up to that game.
There's
You
been
know.
something. I don't know what, and I don't really know what it is. There's nothing really there. There's no context, but there's just something.
I don't know, but there is somehow this rivalry developed over the last 2 or 3 years with Arsenal and their fans and the way they've been trash talking us for some reason. And now we finally have a chance to play them after I don't know how many years, 20 years or even more. So I can't wait for that. And I'm so glad we're playing at home, which means no excuses. We have to win.
Bro, the last time we played Arsenal was a long, long time ago in the Champions League. Do you remember it? How old are you?
As old as your jersey. So your jersey is from the same year as when I was born. Do you know that?
90. Is this 91?
Yes.
Oh, yes.
When we won the UEFA Cup and Red Star
Yes.
won the Champions League.
The year of Mattia, bro. The year of Mattia. I remember.
Yes. I have the same
so-
kit actually. As you,
Oh, nice one,
my
nice
father
one.
bought me that kit because it's the kit from the same year I was born, and we won the UEFA Cup.
Yeah, well, you were good luck, bro. That's why. Do
Yeah.
you remember the games against Arsenal?
Yeah, vaguely. I think we destroyed them away and they won at our home. Something like that was like 3-0 or something. I don't
Yeah,
remember.
bro. The away game is actually one of the first games I was able to watch properly in the Champions League. I would have been because what year was that? Did we play them? It would have been 2003, I think. Trying to think what year I was in at school. If I can think of what year I was in at school, yeah, I'll be able to match it. Yeah, 2003 for sure. Has to be 2003. We won on match day 1. I was watching the replay of it on a very small screen at a school camp, and I was 11 years old, and I was watching. I'm thinking, this is beautiful. This is my Inter. This is why I go for them. And I was just a little kid, and I just remember Cruz scored, and then Van der Meijden scored, and then Martin scored just before halftime. It was 3-0 before halftime. Henry missed a penalty. In that game. But then Arsenal came back for everything to the San Siro, and they whooped our ass, bro. It was 5-1.
Oh shit! I'm glad I don't. I remember that we won like 3-0, but I don't remember the other game, so I blocked it.
Typical Inter, like it was 1-1 at halftime, and then it was 2-1, like 5 minutes into the second half, and it stayed 2-1 up until the 85th minute, and then they scored three goals in the last 5 minutes, bro.
It was always Pazza.
It was, bro. We were actually playing Cannavaro at the back with Materazzi and Zanetti at the time. I forget who the other center back was. Might have been Cordoba or something like that. Anyway, this is the start of when I was really watching Inter. So it's nice to be able to welcome Arsenal back. No injuries today, man, except for Thuram icing his leg. But other than that, we've got an international break coming up. So I know Barella's not traveling to the national team.
Yes.
I guess all we can ask from this international break is no injuries. And to be honest, I don't even know what the international breaks are for when we go into it. What is this one?
I have no idea.
Let's look it up together.
My national team sucks, so I don't really care. I don't follow this. Is this like what's it called? Is it EuroLeague? How do they call it?
I think World Cup qualifiers, or is this? Hold on.
No,
these World Cup qualifiers, or no? They can't be.
Let's see.
So it's Nations League. Nations League.
Nations League. Yeah. Nations League.
World Cup qualifiers for South America, Africa, and Asia, I think.
Nations League. Yeah, I really don't care about the Nations League. For me, it's like a glorified friendly. I really don't care. I like that instead of stupid and pointless friendlies, they have something, to give incentive to players. But really, Nations League, I really don't care. I like Euros and I like World Cup. I watch those two. I don't care about anything else regarding the national football. So Nations League, I couldn't give a damn.
Likewise, bro. Likewise. Mattia, we've been here for almost an hour. I think about 50 minutes altogether. It's been very fun. Parting words after today. I know it was Patsa, but we got the 3 points. That's all that matters. Hopefully the team can regroup and play better football from here and stop conceding so many goddamn goals.
Exactly. We acknowledge, when I say we, I mean Inzaghi acknowledged the problems. Bastoni also acknowledged the problems. We know what the problems are, but we ain't fixing them yet. So let's fix them during this break, after this break, and hopefully we come. You know what's worrying? The defense wins you the title in Serie A. The defense. That's why this is so concerning and why is it so important. So we need that. We need to solidify at the back. Let's do that, and this will be a good season. So yeah, let's go. Thank you, Anthony, for having me.
Anytime, man. Anytime. It was really good to be here. Thank you so much to everybody. Thank you, Adam, for the nice words as well. If it starts to do well, I'll share it to this channel and plug it a bit more. But other than that, I'm just looking
why don't you plug it now?
Sure, why not? So let me see if it's even searchable yet. Fantastic. Bro, I love being able to jump on this when shit is hitting the fans so bad at that pathetic excuse of a club. I'm absolutely loving it, bro. It's the best time to do it, bro.
Like I love bantering you.
Yeah, from one misery merchant to another, it never felt more right than right now to do it.
Bro, like imagine. Okay, I can feel and understand the misery of being Inter fan. I've been my whole life almost. But imagine being an Inter fan and a United fan. My God, you really love misery. I don't know what to say.
It's absolutely peak. So if anyone does want to follow me elsewhere, I'm going to start doing Manchester United content under this channel name here and under this sub name here for Devils Down Under, representing the fact that I'm in Australia down under. So yeah, it should be really, really fun. And since I've been used to them being shit for so long now, after spending the first, 15 years of my life watching them be really, really good, I can say that all I do is tell it exactly how it is. If you had a conversation with me and I wasn't wearing a jersey, you'd think, gee, this guy really hates Manchester United. He must go for Liverpool or Arsenal or something, because it's really, really bad. But I love dissecting the ins and outs of this football club from a business perspective as well, because there's some absolutely shocking things going on, as there are for a lot of big clubs in a lot of major leagues in Europe. And it's a big reason why you see so many clubs, obviously not to the level of Manchester United, but there's a reason why clubs with big names like Bordeaux get relegated down to the 4th division, and it happens in so many leagues around the world.
Before we go, I have a question for you. Now that we touched upon your other club, do you think that if Inter was as popular around the world as United, do you think that it would be better for us or worse or the same?
I think it's a burden that you really don't want, man, a lot of the time. And one of the big things I said on Mo's channel, I said, like, this version of Manchester United, like, sorry, the version that people think they know of Manchester United is dead. That needs to be at the forefront of
Not
everyone's.
10 feet under the ground.
It's dead, bro. The whole holding on to what used to be, even from a theoretical perspective, needs to be eradicated. They almost need to re-franchise the club and just
rename it.
not rename, but like redo the whole thing and just say, look, there's one thing that we don't talk about. We don't want to talk about the Sir Alex era very often because we need to separate ourselves from that as much as possible for us to move forward finally. But I can't wait. I can't wait to talk about it a lot more, man, because it's a very interesting club. Not many clubs can fail as hard as they have in respective to your goals and still financially and still have the sort of source and pull and reach that you do in the world. It's like pathetic beyond all.
Bro,
all
they're
standards.
so popular. Like they haven't won anything in ages, and like I still see them everywhere 10 times more than Inter, and I'm like, okay, this is just the brand at this point.
Yeah. Adam, it's not even up for discussion, bro. The two aren't even in the same bracket of love, man. This is the purest love possible. I do love Manchester United. I'm not gonna lie, but because of I was 5 years old when I started supporting them as well. But this will always be number one and significantly different to anything else in the world, bro. Thank God for 3 points. That's all I can say, Mattia. Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
3 wins in a row. Let's go.
Forza 3 in a row. Let's go. Forza Thuram, Forza Inter. Ciao.